Hi there, everybody. This is Austin of the Best I Can Afford Antiques channel. I see you got like 100 new subscribers. You have no idea how much I appreciate that. It's so nice to meet everybody. I'm going to show you just a little bit of the stuff in my room right now, which is still kind of destroyed. I just got this big shelf, so I've been putting stuff on that. I've been rearranging the other shelves so that we could get stuff on the new shelves. Yeah, I've got a bunch of stuff. Believe it or not, I have been collecting less than a year. I've had this YouTube less than 9 months. I've put all this together since then, except a few of the Cloisonne pieces, which are in there. I started buying Cloisonne about 2 months before I started a YouTube. So all this stuff you see here it's from this year. I know that's a bit gross. That can't possibly be right? But yeah, I've really sort of gone ham and just bought anything that was cheap and looked like it might be cool, and it turns out I've been pretty lucky, or I don't think it's skillful. But yeah, people come to listen to me because I guess I'm sort of cheerful, and I just buy all sorts of neat, weird stuff. So let's talk about why I buy what I buy. I'm sure I just set the microphone down pretty hard there. You'll notice I don't really show my face. I don't really care about showing my face. I'm not trying to be famous or nothing. I just want to show people art and stuff, and I think having my big, dumb, ugly face in the way of all this beautiful art is just a waste of space. That's no offense to anyone with a face. You can have a face if you want to. I don't care. This is just what I do. So, what I look for is details. Now, don't get me wrong. I'll buy just about anything if it's like cute, charming, has a little bit of handsomeness to it. What I do like is handmade. I like hand painted. I like stuff like that. So if I can find some indication that a person's had their hands on the thing that I'm looking at, and it's a relatively cheap thing, and I'm buying it blindly, then I'm fine with that. I'll roll some dice. I will roll some dice. I mean, I've got elves, and I've got like creamers, and the dogs, and I just got the guitar and bass there. I bought a clown. Because look at that clown. He's actually the most handsome clown I've ever seen in my life. I never saw a blue duck before. Anyway, so I just buy things when I see a detail or two that I enjoy. But it's important to be able to differentiate between like a fine detail and just a detail. So I've got 6 examples here that are similar but differently crafted. We'll just look at them and you can see what I'm trying to say here. Because, sometimes it's so cold in my antiques room right now. So this is a Cloisonne Dragon. It's Chinese. And you can see that, it doesn't really have any too much detail. I think this is very pretty. Don't get me wrong. I like this a lot. It's a cool little music box. Little trinket dish thing. It's got information on the bottom. And yeah, it's a Chinese piece of Cloisonne. It's a dragon. And when we look at him up close, he's nothing like, there's not a ton going on there, is there? He's got some scales, he's got some flames, and that's about the size of it. Now, when you're looking at finer details, now look at the attention that someone paid to this dragon's scales. He's another Cloisonne dragon, and he's from Japan. And very clearly it would have taken much longer to make this dragon's scales, of which there are, many, many more than there are in the other small dragon. And I picked these two things because they're about similar in size, and they display like a real care in craftsmanship, a real concern for what their end product was going to look like. So, I thought this one's pretty fantastic. And, you're looking at, that's how big that is. So, for it to have some of these details, maybe I can turn my camera this way and we can have just a little more of the the ring light there. Or we can stop focusing entirely. Okay, we're just going to move along. So you saw the details in that. So let's look at something that's hand-painted ceramic together. Now, obviously, this is a cute little piece right here. I mean, it's, you know, it's a dude fishing, there's ships off in the distance, and I actually like his stylization. Like, I like the, it's not realistic. What do you call it? Surrealism, sort of. Impressionism? Which one do you guys think this is? Impressionism or surrealism? Either way, I like the generalness of it. You know, it's not about pinpoint details. But obviously, this is not as fine as this particular dish right here. I mean, you can look at these two next to each other, as we just did. You can look at these two next to each other and see that one is basically a masterpiece of painting on ceramics, versus the other one that's, you know, sort of, I would almost think like a hobbyist piece, you know, like somebody who didn't do it professionally but could paint things. And like, I still like its design and I like its theme and I like its colors and everything. It's just not what this is, you know what I mean? So if you're looking to really make money on fine things, obviously you're going to have to spend some money on the better things sometimes. Now, I'm not saying this is worth $1 million or anything. I'm saying it's worth more than the plate next to it. I mean, I've sold, you know, I've just started selling stuff, and I've sold a $500 and a $300 and a $300 item. And, you know, like, I guess I do know how to find more expensive items. And, you know, I've paid between 30 cents and $50 for those 3 items. So that's where we're at. That's why you're listening to me. I'm just a little craftier than I should be. I don't know. People seem to like my channel. So hopefully you guys like this video and it's going to help you out here a little bit. And we'll compare these two things. Now, this thing I paid $3 for. I wouldn't have paid much more than that for it. You know, I'd have gone 5, maybe 10. Because, you know, and I was thinking that the brass work on it wasn't very good. You know, it's not like it's the most detailed, beautiful brass work ever, which we're going to look at some nice brass in just a second here. But I did decide to buy this because it had a, like, this is actual glass, and it seems like it's blown in to this cage. And, you know, you can see where it bubbles out there. So I think they actually blew the glass into this cage and made it kind of that marvelous vase there. Might be missing a lid, I'm not sure. But either way, I mean, it's a very pretty thing. I really like the ruby glass. But, you know, I didn't buy that expecting it to be a masterpiece or anything. Because, I mean, there's things like this out there. Now, this is actually a pretty sneaky little dish, because you see how nice the finial is? Handle, finial, whatever you want to call it. But then you turn it over and it's just screwed on there, and this is just some sort of maybe coated brass or something. Now, I'm not saying this isn't nice, but I am saying that, like, it's a little bit sneaky. So you look inside, and it's a nice piece of glass. It's a tri-section dish here. But then you keep looking, and this whole black insert around the sides of it here, some sort of weird black plastic. So while the metal and the glass are both pretty nice, it's weirdly got like a cheap plastic bit in there, and I think that's for the express purpose to make it look a little more expensive and classy. But yeah, you can see that there's so much more detailing to this brass and stuff than there is on that other piece there. Now, I think this is actually a pretty nice piece. It says something. Oh, made in USA by PNCW. I forget exactly what the acronym stands for. But yeah, I actually think this is pretty nice. It's just that, you know, we can look at things and discern their details typically. But sometimes there are tricksy little details. You know, like I wasn't expecting a black piece of plastic to come out from around there, but I mean, no big deal. This is still a very pretty item. It's just that I think, as opposed to it having been an extremely expensive item, I think it was probably like a upper middle class imitation of something like a Tiffany, tri-section dish or something like that. So I hope this video hasn't all been rambling nonsense. I don't write a script or anything, so I just come in here and make a video whenever I feel froggy. And I do try and make them a little more exciting than most people's antiques videos. I'm in talks right now with Michael Bay. I'm hoping he'll direct my next one. His people didn't sound super enthused about it, but I think I can convince him. Maybe some explosions in the next video. Just BOW! It's so stupid. See, they did say that I was doing pretty good by dropping stuff every once in a while, so we'll keep doing that. I mean, that's really like in our vein of doing things, I think. So yeah, just some of the stuff I got on these shelves here. I'll talk to you about these glasses pretty soon. I think those are Blanco, and I think they were $4 when I bought them. I think they're worth at least like $80. Yeah, we got some neat stuff just hanging out. We'll talk about all of it eventually, at some point in time. If you hang out with me, I guess you'll see it. I love you guys. This is Austin, Best I Can Afford Antiques channel. Thank you so much to all my new subscribers. It's super nice to meet you guys. Tell me what you want in the comments of this video. Tell me if you're interested in watching shorts. Tell me if you want to watch videos on glass or ceramics or Asian antiques or French antiques or Polish antiques. I don't care. I got like plenty of everything, I think. Probably. This is Austin, Best I Can Afford Antiques channel.